Hello. In this video we explain the main benefits and functions of the ctrlX drive option, the DRIVElink communication. DRIVElink allows data to be cyclically exchanged between up to 9 ctrlX drive devices, as fast as 250 microseconds and in parallel to the fieldbus communication. This enables precise synchronization between the ctrlX drive units, when the active fieldbus is not synchronous or the update rate is too slow. Position, velocity, or current data can be synchronized with DRIVElink, while the overall ctrlX drive functions are controlled and monitored using the active fieldbus protocol. Here's some use case examples where DRIVElink can be used, if the main fieldbus communication is not synchronous or fast enough. The ultra-fast DRIVElink communication of 250 microseconds, together with the drive TechFunction option, Axis Coupling Basic or Axis Coupling Advanced, enables the setup of solutions for master-follower axes, gantry axis configurations, anti-backlash setups, and more. Let's take a closer look. DRIVElink is an optional feature which allows fast data exchange between the ctrlX drives. It works in addition to the fieldbus communication for further data exchange between the ctrlX drives. DRIVElink allows position, velocity, and/or torque data to be cyclically exchanged between ctrlX drive devices, in parallel, with producer communication with minimum cycle times of 250 microseconds. A ctrlX DRIVElink producer can control up to a maximum of 9 ctrlX DRIVElink consumers. The following performance data is relevant. The ctrlX DRIVElink consumers can be controlled via two modes. One is NC controlled. The axis is controlled through a higher level control via ctrlX DRIVElink. The command value can be transmitted to a maximum of 9 ctrlX DRIVElink consumers. The other is using a technology app. The ctrlX DRIVElink producer controls the consumer. Command value is transmitted by means of the ctrlX DRIVElink. The producer can only consume the connection of one ctrlX DRIVElink. This enables coupling to one consumer. Additionally, and in parallel with producer communication, each consumer has one producing connection with a maximum of 16 bytes of data and one consuming connection also with a maximum of 16 bytes of data. Within the connection, data of up to 4 producers can be consumed. The involved devices are synchronized by way of DRIVElink. Required control section design, ctrlX Drive Plus, for single axis or double axis. For single axis, DL option card and DRIVElink connection cables, RKB0070, are required. For double axis, internal axis coupling is performed, without any extra hardware options, and coupling with other DRIVElink nodes is not possible. For axis coupling, it is recommended to use the same type of motors between the producer and consumer axis. Absolute multi-turn feedback is recommended for the position command value coupling. This is to minimize the referencing requirement. For the velocity and torque command coupling, a single turn encoder is adequate. Use ctrlX drive engineering for commissioning and diagnostic. Technology Function License, TE1, TF1 or TX1. DRIVElink firmware functions must be activated. For operation of DRIVElink, technology functions and ctrlX DRIVElink options need to be activated. These features are accessible via ctrlX drive engineering software under Enable Firmware Functions. The following are some examples for fields of application of the function. Implementation of producer-consumer groups with torque-force command value coupling. Or, anti-backlash functionality by velocity command value coupling. And gantry groups with position command value coupling. In the case of torque-force command value coupling, the effective torque-force command value, P00049, of the producer axis is copied to the torque-force command value, S00080, in the consumer axis. For velocity command value coupling, the effective velocity command value, P00048 of the producer axis is copied to the velocity command value S00036 of the consumer axis. Regarding position command value coupling, the position command value generator, P00457, of the producer axis is copied to the position command value S00047 in the consumer axis. This 3-axis demonstrator is used for this video. The system for this video consists of 3 axes connected via DRIVElink. One drive is acting as the DRIVElink producer and the other 2 drives are working as consumers. Open the ctrlX DRIVElink folder, then access the ctrlX DRIVElink Settings tab. ctrlX DRIVElink Basis tab contains the basic settings. Use the configuration pull-down menu to select either producer or consumer. After making selections or changing the current settings, complete the selection process by executing the reboot command to complete the setting. Open the ctrlX DRIVElink settings again. Detected consumer addresses shows consumers connected via DRIVElink connection. The order of detected consumers is dependent on the DRIVElink connection wiring. Use the plus sign to add an additional parameter into the configuration list. For this setup, producer connection contains parameters P0-0457, P0-0048, and S0-0084. This producer configuration sends the position, velocity, and torque signals to the signal consumers. After configuring the telegram, activate the data exchange with Active checkbox. When the data exchange is active, then the status window shows producing/consuming. ctrlX DRIVElink consumer connection is used to configure to receive the data generated by producers. This configuration is not required for the operation, but the signals can be used by the producer's communication to be processed by the PLC. DRIVElink consumer can produce the signal that can be used between the DRIVElink axis. This example shows the axis 2 generates S0-0051 position feedback data. Axis 3 signal producer configured with S0-0051 position feedback and S0-0040 velocity feedback. The signals are mapped to the DRIVElink producer to P0-1270 and P0-1280, respectively. These signals have no effect on the actual operation and can be used in the internal PLC or mapped to the fieldbus communication. For configuring the consumer drive, start with accessing the DRIVElink folder, then ctrlX DRIVElink setting. Access the ctrlX DRIVElink Basis tab, then Configuration pull-down menu to select the consumer. If the selected configuration is changed, a reboot is required. Consumer connection configuration is necessary for the data generated by the producer. Proper mode of operation selection needs to match up with the consumer configuration list. The first element from the DRIVElink producer telegram is transferred to the first element of the consumer connection element. In this example, S0-0047 from the DRIVElink producer is transmitted to the primary operation as the position command signal for the selected operation mode position control lagless encoder 1, without axis control word. If an incorrect operation mode is selected, or incorrect data is transferred, then the transmitted telegram does not have any effect. For drive 3, the second consumer in the drive link, the velocity mode or torque force control operation mode as well as the position control mode. Offset in producer payload is configured to use velocity mode and torque/force control with speed limitation. The producer source signal needs to be offset by 4 bytes. For drive link operation, enable the ctrlX drives and ensure all the drives are in AF status. For the drive link producer drive, apply motion command value from the controller or PLC. On the drive link consumer, select an operation mode to match with the producer's telegram. Otherwise, the producer signal has no effect or could cause an adverse effect. When the producer is operational, then the configured signal is transferred to the consumers, through drive link, without any further intervention. The consumer will receive the telegram and execute the motion based on the configured operation mode and producer telegram. The operational synchronization is maintained as long as the producer and consumers are enabled. Axis 2 is configured as a position synchronization consumer. The primary control mode is set to position control, lagless encoder 1, without axis control word. With this mode, producer axis P0-0457 position command processing value is transferred to parameter S0-0047 position command value. This configuration ensures that both axes are position synchronized. In this example, axis 3 is configured to use either velocity or torque synchronization. When the velocity mode is selected, then the producer's axis velocity feedback is mapped to parameter S0-0036 target velocity. This configuration allows the consumer to follow the producer's velocity feedback, and use it as the velocity command value. Velocity synchronization is active. Secondary operation mode 3 is set to the torque force control with speed limitation mode. We hope you find this video helpful. Join the ctrlX automation community and find further information about ctrlX Drive, and the many other ctrlX automation products and solutions. Thank you for watching.